Hey everyone, this is Sonic the Hedgehog, and today I'll be reading you all Scooby Doo and the Alien Invaders, the 1999 version, written by none other than the Shadow Lioness. Now this is in the Spinpasta wiki, and yes, we got her permission to read this creepypasta. Thank you very much for giving us permission to do that, Shadow Lioness. So, after we finally got everything ready for the holidays, we're back into making more of these videos. Now, without further ado, everyone, let's get started on reading it. Scooby Doo was one of my favorite shows as a kid growing up. I've adored Scooby Doo. I've watched the cartoon for a long time. I've always watched Scooby Doo while growing up, from the day it all started to the present. One of my favorite Scooby Doo movies were Zombie Island, Legend of the Vampire, Witch's Ghost, and Alien Invaders. I wasn't too crazy on Scooby Doo in the Cyber Chase movie, so that is why I didn't add that to my list. Something really weird happened to me, and it was just like yesterday. I've seen a messed up Scooby Doo movie, and I still get the chills about it to this day. It all started when I was on my tablet. I was just going through my photos and videos of the gallery, mainly to delete old ones and make room for new ones. However, I decided to take a break from deleting old photos and videos, mainly because I was bored, so I went on an app called MovieBox. I've used MovieBox for at least a few years. I've watched a ton of movies on there. I looked around MovieBox and found some Disney movies and other stuff. Then I found some Scooby Doo movies. I found movies such as Zombie Island, Witch's Ghost, Alien Invaders, and the Cyber Chase. But what caught my eye is this. There was a copy of it, of Scooby Doo and the Alien Invaders. It was called Scooby Doo and the Alien Invaders 1999 version. What? I asked myself. I was confused. Scooby Doo and the Alien Invaders didn't exist in 1999. The cover had Scooby, Shaggy, Velma, Daphne, and Fred. It also had the aliens, Crystal, Amber, Max, Steve, and Laura on the cover. I decided to purchase the movie. It was about $8. I'm glad it wasn't expensive to buy. I went to the kitchen and grabbed a snack. After I grabbed a snack with a can of iced tea, I sat back down on my bed. I plugged in my earbuds and the movie started. It starts off with 3 workers. They were inside the South Station. A brown man by the name Max. He yelled out when a loud static sound blasted his ears. A woman looked at him. Her name was Laura. What? She asked him. I got a blast of something, Max replied. He took off his headphones. Laura looked on the controls. Soon, Max couldn't hear the static anymore. Yeah, what's going on? A man named Steve said. He was a skinny guy. He walked inside and joined Max and Laura. We got a reading, Laura said. A loud one. Man, that hurt my ears, Max added. You're kidding me, Steve said in amazement. Max couldn't find the static sound anymore, so he sighed. Well, whatever it was, it's not there now, Max sighed. I was having memories of watching this movie as a kid. I miss being a kid. I was enjoying this movie so far. The next scene fades to Scooby and the gang in the Mystery Machine. Shaggy and Scooby were driving. They had loud music on. It woke Velma up. Would you mind keeping it down? Velma asked wrongly. We're trying to sleep back here. Like, I meant to wake you up, Velma. We're at the next town, and we better get some food, Shaggy replied. Right, Scooby added. Fred looked at his watch. We ate dinner like 2 hours ago, Fred replied. Suddenly, a dust storm was starting to pick up. The gang was then blinded by the bright light. Above them, we could see an alien ship. gang and the mystery machine went off-road. That's when I spotted something wrong. The mystery machine went off the road and into the ditch. The gang slowly got off the mystery machine. Luckily, no one was dead. Velma had a few bruises on her, along with Shaggy. They looked at the vehicle. It was totaled. Daphne climbed out with a gash on her side of her head. She was bleeding a bit. She also had shards of glass on her arms. Fred had the same thing Daphne did, but the glass shards were on his face. Ouch! Is everyone okay? Fred asked. Everyone was all right, but they only had a few minor injuries. Scooby was fine as well, but he had a gash on his thigh. Oh God, Fred! Scooby's got a gash on his thigh, Daphne pointed out. She grabbed a rag from her shorts pocket. She grabbed a bottle of water from the mystery machine. Then she walked towards Scooby. Are you okay, Scoob? Shaggy asked. He saw the gash on Scooby's thigh too. Right, so, Scooby replied. Daphne got the rag ready. She also put some water on the cloth. Now this may sting, Scooby, so I need you to stay still, Daphne warned Scooby. She put the cloth on Scooby's wound. He flinched a bit. Yikes! Scooby screamed. Shaggy comforted his friend. It'll be okay, Scoob. Daphne's gonna fix that gash, Shaggy said. We'll get you to a vet. Once we get to town, of course. Daphne cleaned Scooby's wound before dressing it with a rag. That feel better? Daphne asked Scooby. We'll get you to a vet, and he or she will come and look at it, Daphne added. How big was the gash, Daph? Fred asked. Not that big, but I would have a vet to look at it, Daphne replied. What was that? Velma asked. That thing or whatever blinded us off the road. Was it some kind of a jet? Daphne asked. Not like any jet I've ever seen, Fred replied. Then he had an idea. She pointed out the town. There's a town up ahead. Maybe they can help us fix the mystery machine and see a vet for Scooby. Great idea, Velma said. She, along with Daphne and Fred, went into town while Shaggy and Scooby stayed by the mystery machine. Shaggy and Scooby wandered off away from the mystery machine, just to fight over a Scooby snack. When they wandered off, they encountered two aliens. While Shaggy and Scooby were being chased, the theme song started to play. So far, I'm enjoying watching my childhood coming back to life. After the chase scene ended, Shaggy and Scooby were inside the restaurant. Fred was using a telephone to call a mechanic to fix the mystery machine. What's going on? Velma asked. Aliens are after us. Shaggy shivered with fear. Fred looked outside, but he didn't see anything or anyone outside. Rare aliens, Scooby added. Shaggy went on to details to the gang about what the aliens looked like. Then when he and Scooby saw donuts, they ended up starting to eat them. What about those aliens, Fred asked the waitress of the restaurant. Lots of people have seen them, but how can he be real? The waitress replied. The gang and the waitress talked about aliens when a man named Lester spoke up. I told you they were real. I was abducted by them, Lester said. The gang caught their attention to him. The cook told Lester to shut up. Then he explained that the aliens did some stuff to him. I'm not going to mention what they said to him. I'm not going to mention what they did to him. Let's just say it was disturbing information. A lot of folks moved out, mainly because of aliens, the waitress replied to the gang. Lester told Fred, Daphne, and Velma that the aliens took him to their ship. The gang was surprised by this. Lester explained more details about his experience with aliens, but I couldn't hear nor understand what he said, mainly because the voice was in some sort of gibberish or something. It might have been said in other language, but I wasn't sure. Then what happened? Velma asked. I don't remember. They knocked me out real good, Lester replied. Daphne shivered in fear. Man, that's creepy. Daphne said with chills in her voice. Fred hugged her close. I'm not going to let them hurt you, Daphne, he said to his girlfriend. If they do, I'll make sure it's the last thing they'll ever do. And this is where I'll stop for part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 of Sonic the Hedgehog reads Scooby Doo and the Alien Invaders 1999 version.